is the good old-fashioned Marine Corps that we know as the pretty much yelling fighting force, rough and tough, that we don't handle with baby hands. That has been such a debate over this viral TikTok video, which has recently been posted of a Marine leader undisclosed rank or position or anything else, yelling at a bunch of PFCs from what we're seeing. I'm going to play that video right here, and we're going to discuss it.
It's okay to get fat in this institution, right? Zero given as a PFC. Is that right?
Looking at this, I get a big yike. I want to talk about this even further because even though this clip is 10 seconds, you can see a lot of information from this. The first thing here, the door is open for everyone to see, and if you've ever been in the military, there is a common phrase that gets put out there that says praise in public, punish in private, which I would say most people try and follow this rule because it is a really good practice. That way you can still build up people when you need to and also correct things when you need to. I also want to say, if you look at this clip too, there is a Marine that walks by the camera that has his sleeves down. They're not rolled up. So because current season is sleeves up, I would have to say this is likely a later clip from maybe earlier this year. Or some other time that's just now being posted to TikTok. Second off, the PFCs that you see here, I can't count how many there are, but it does look like that they are checking in or something to that nature. There was a comment from somebody talking about this, saying they were there when this occurred, but there's no other details that were shared on that post. The only thing I could assume is maybe he looked big, maybe he failed the tape when he checked into S3 to, be ready to say he's within standards. I'm not sure, but only one can assume from a lot of this video, and that's what I want to keep in mind of this entire thing, because that's what's really made this open for interpretation. And that's my last point here. He mentions this kid is fat, right? And I look at this and I'm like, any leader in any situation, any branch, even you Air Force, is going to have people that are out of standards. That's just the nature of the military. That's the nature of who's coming in right now. Look at Americans in general. And when you look at that, I have to say, you're only doing the reverse of what you're wanting. If anything, you're now raising his cortisol levels because you're stressing him out, which is going to make him probably gain more weight. And if you're this type of person towards him, he's going to have more difficulty to lose weight. You're better off trying to help him work out, encourage him, and say, I've got you. I'm going to help you out. I'm not trying to handle this with the coddly hands, because this is a standard that everyone is supposed to meet. Everyone is supposed to be able to meet this standard, and I think of it as a personal responsibility. Also, I want to say, if you guys are here, about only 18% of you guys are subscribed watching this. So if you guys want to help us get over to 150K, that would be greatly appreciated. And I hope that you guys stay and subscribe for more content, because we cover this almost 3 to 4 days a week out here, and we do live streams every Friday night. The original handle was of the person that posted this TikTok. If you do go over to their page now, it looks like they've taken it down. There is one Marine video, but I do have to say, I'm not sure if this is the command trying to cover it up. Maybe this TikTok got more traction than the user was trying to bring on to themselves. Obviously, this was posted from a different time, most likely, so maybe they thought they'd be in the clear. Maybe now it's not a good time. People don't want that up on the internet. Also, I want to say Sergeant Major Bull, the one that has now been retired, that was caught earlier in the year, about a year ago, I should say, going into Sergeant Gomez's house, has talked out, calling for accountability from leadership, even though he is retired, because he does have influence out there.
Senior Marine in the situation was, I think you were wrong. I'm guilty of doing the same thing, okay? So this is not like I think I'm better than you, because that's definitely not the case. To the Marine that recorded it, I think you were wrong. To the Marine, whoever posted it first, I think they were wrong. To the Marine in the office, if you're overweight, you're wrong. To anyone who saw him and didn't correct him, I think you're wrong. But this is social media, guys. And it's out there.
And I felt like a lot of the comments going back and forth in this post of his essentially did share both sides of it. So I'm going to share some of those so you guys can kind of see what people are talking about. But Sergeant Major Retired Bull writes this. He says, maybe you've seen this and maybe you haven't. I don't know who this is and I don't care. Nobody should be talking to you like that in a public way. These are young men and they are Marines. The sad part is many of you will see this and laugh or think, well, hey, they deserved it. The funny thing is, it's only okay to talk to folks like that when it's not you. We want better retention, but there's also a lot of quotations leaders that do this. I heard a senior leader say the key to retention is better leadership. I agree, but we better define what that is real quick, because if you didn't yell when you were a drill instructor when your new Marines check in, isn't the time. I know, but Sergeant Major, we can't all be soft and blah, blah, blah. Then let me get you and blast you like that. Would you be okay with it? No. But again, it's only okay when it isn't you. I would love to take the Marine that did that and ask how they would like if it was done to them. We counsel in private and we praise in public. Being overweight is a symptom of something. Yeah, I got it, eating too much. That's going on. Find out what it is. It could just be poor nutrition, but it could be something much bigger and deeper. If this is your style, get out ASAP. Now, there are people that are on his side that were echoing some of these sentiments. I'm going to share some of those right here. Tristan M.A. King says, screaming is the weakest form of leadership. That's just a fact. Sure, there's a time and place. This ain't it. And there are two other comments that kind of share the other side of this that do share this argument, and they say this. End of Watch 06 says, bro, this is the Marine Corps. If you can't take being yelled at or getting some inner unit discipline for not taking responsibility for yourself, go join another branch where you can talk about your feelings and hold up stress cards. My goodness, has things gotten this beta? J701H says, maybe you should have took that stance in the beginning and not came off so righteous like you did. Many of us felt that way. You have a lot of fans, but you also have a lot of us not afraid to call you out on BS. This response seems so circle back-ish. It is social media. You don't know the whole story, but was quick to call down whomever was yelling, sharply wagging your finger at him. Now you say you're guilty of it too. Many who've been called on the carpet or have had to stand tall before the man need that kick in the ass. Quotations, mothers of America. Coddling doesn't always work. Maybe that staff NCO has taken that approach before and this was the next step. Social is full of righteous, pompous finger pointers. He makes a good point that this is 10 seconds. People are dissecting to the core, but even him does not know the full context. And allegedly there's this guy that's like, these guys were just checking in. So who knows? But I think this brings up a really solid question for anybody, and that is, what is leadership in 2021? Going to peacetime, away from our Middle East tactics and, that rotation out there, and also being prepared to fight the next battle that we see, and on top of that with a newer generation. I know I'm going to have some old heads that are very much down in the nitty-gritty of wall-to-wall counseling on that side, and some on the other side that think there is a change that's needed in leadership across the military. But I'd like to see you guys duke that out, talk about it down in the comments below. If you guys like what we do on this channel, you can always support over at patreon.com for special perks and benefits, and on top of that, you can support over at youtube.com on the join button below this video for special perks and benefits here on YouTube as well. If you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.